welcome back to another episode of ZAY'S Way, presented by the Paradigms and Perspectives Show. I hope y'all enjoyed the last show. I hope y'all been checking out the episodes I do with Kobe on the Paradigms and Perspectives Show. Shout out to Prince, shout out to Kenya. Those are two great episodes. But yeah, we back with ZAY'S Way, man. Shout out to Caleb and Sid again for the set. I mean, hey, I'm the first one in this that come through the studio to use a white wall, you feel me? So I'm feeling real special, real elegant. You know, I had to throw a little something to, match the vibe. And how I think I'm gonna go about it, I think for this segment, most of the time, or probably every single time, I'm gonna dress up, because I just feel like that's the aura of this, of this segment, So yeah, and I know the last episode I was talking about a little bit about Terrence Howard. I kind of want to lead off with him. Because I've actually been watching Terrence Howard, his mental journey and his development outside of an actor for some years. Now, I want to say I started following his, enlightenment journey, and he's been on it far longer before that. But I started kind of following it about 2021, when he first introduced the idea of 1 × 1 = 2. I think it was a lecture at Oxford University. And when he broke it down, I'm just like, damn, that makes sense. Because when you think about multiplication and you're multiplying something, how can you multiply something and it stays the same? It shouldn't be a part of the multiplication family. The same thing with 1 × 0 = 0. How do you multiply something by nothing and get nothing? Where did that one thing that you had go? You know what I mean? So it's just like, and when he was on Joe Rogan's podcast, there was a lot of things where he was talking about how, the elements and how basically he was just saying how our fundamentals is off with a lot of different aspects of life, whether it's math, science, just physics, understanding life. Our fundamentals is off. And I think that's a testament to society as a whole, and why we're at the place where we're at now. Our fundamentals is off. It's just a lot of things where we don't even realize how we've arrived at a certain destination. But because of our fundamentals is off, that's the reason why. But we can't acknowledge, or we don't even know how to acknowledge or identify that that's the issue. We just chalk it up as something else, or we chalk it up as, oh, that's just how it is. It was always like that. But what led us to that? You go back to the fundamentals of a lot of things. That's where the issues lie, in the root. It always lies in the root of certain things. But a lot of people don't take the time to question things. People like Terrence Howard, considered radicals. They don't mind questioning things, because people like that, people like myself, we don't mind our ideologies or our beliefs getting tested. Test my beliefs. Challenge my beliefs. Challenge my ideology. That's the only way you learn. You stay comfortable in your beliefs or your ideologies, you don't learn, because you just, any information that you come across that goes against what you already believe, you automatically dismiss it. Whether it's a logical standpoint or non-logical standpoint, you don't care, because it doesn't come to the same equation or the same result that what you believe in does. And it's just, how egotistical can you be at the end of the day? How much of a person how vain of a person can you be to not want to learn just because something goes against what you believe? That's a very non-progressive way to live, and especially in this society, they love to use that word progressive, especially liberals. Oh, we got to be progressive. And I'm about to get into that shit. Politics. Ask me about politics. Fuck politics. It's a show. It's a game. Like, we have to understand, most of the people that they put out in front of us, they're just the image. Like, for instance, like even with Dr. Fauci and the whole thing he's going through. If you know Dr. Fauci, you know the whole thing. No, I didn't get it. If you know me, you already know I didn't get that shit. But, but yeah, the whole Dr. Fauci thing, bro, like, he's on trial right now, if you don't know. But he's just the one that's taking the fall for it. He's the face card for that. Like, he's just being the one left out for dry. But that agenda wasn't just based around or from him. It was a whole team, that people that you don't even know of that was behind that pushed that. The companies, Johnson and Johnson, Moderna, all those companies, they made so much money off that. It's like, and it was a free jab. They made money off of something that was a free jab. How was that possible? It's institutionalized. So once you understand that this government system, the Medicare system, they're all in bed with each other. They're all in bed with each other. If you think they're not, you're foolish. Even some of these countries, you think they warring, like Russia, Ukraine. A lot of these countries, they be in war with each other they be in bed with each other behind the closed doors. Like that's why you look at the money and like, why is the money circulating over here? Why is the U.S. giving so much money to Ukraine? They're all behind the scenes. It's all a show. This is a stage. This 3D plane is a stage. The 5D is where it's played out first in the metaphysics, and the 3D is used to display it for the physical eye. This is a stage. That's it. So when you come up to me and want to talk politics, more times than not, I'm going to ignore you unless you make some very, 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 very valid points. Other than that, I'm going to zone out. I'm not going to lie. Because how I look at it is, this system wasn't created for my people. It wasn't from the basis of it. So if a system, we're back to fundamentals. Faulty fundamentals, as Terrence Howard would say. If the fundamentals are faulty from Jump Street, and we know this system isn't created for us, but we keep saying we have to win through politics. How can we win through politics? It was never meant for us to win through it. We're playing a losing game. Of course, they're going to dress it up to us as like we can still win in it. That's their job. They're supposed to keep us invested in everything. Whatever the Black American keeps their mind on, that's what's popular. So that's why it's such a big thing we got to get the Black Americans out to vote. Get the Black Americans out to vote. Because whatever our attention is on, that's the thing, that's what's going on. That's the popular thing. It doesn't matter. We could start being interested in some of the weirdest shit. The weirdest shit would now be popping in today's age. That's just what it is. So when you understand that about things like politics, it's just a lot of these people were handpicked to fulfill a role on the stage. They're masked. You know what I mean? They're masked. And that's why I fuck with people like Trump, because they're able to come in and out of their character and like, hey, I know this is bullshit, right? Okay, I go back into my role now. Like, he's that type of person who's like, and again, he's a Gemini, radical. He gonna shakers and movers like, hey, this ain't what y'all think it is, or this is fake news. And when he said fake news, everybody was like, what the fuck is Donald Trump talking about? He always just saying some. No, he's telling you it's actually fake news. Like, but again, I digress. You know, so when you come up to me and want to talk about politics, but you don't even understand a lot of these people's agenda. Like, my whole issue with the liberal movement, democratic movement, I'm always the type of person, I would much rather know who my enemy is than having to look over my shoulder at the person that's smiling right next to me and saying, Kumbaya, wearing dashikis, kneeling on Capitol Hill. Like fucking, who was that? Nancy Pelosi. Well, I would never forget that picture of them kneeling on with the dashiki on, bro. What? And that's the person I'm supposed to lock arms with and say, we got this? I can't see. I see through that. I can't see what y'all see. I see the facade. Like, I see what they're doing. I see the play of the minds that they're doing. When Joe Biden, he met with some black family, he was talking about fried chicken and hot sauce. Or it was Kamala Harris or something. She was talking about hot sauce I'm like, give it a break. Are we serious? We're being played on. Like, they know we're people of symbols or symbolism. Since ancient times, we use symbols to message to each other. We put symbols on the pyramids, hieroglyphs. That's how we communicated, through symbols. So they know we're a very symbol-based people, which is why they're always using symbols to catch our attention. If you think of how we use emojis, or how, you'll see this post on Facebook where it's like, I bet every black person know what this phrase say. It'll be a bunch of different letters. Everybody in the comments, oh yeah, I know what that meant. I know what that said. we're naturally those type of people that can speak through acronyms and through symbols. So that's how they try to reach out to us. They try to speak our language, but you have to decipher: are they really trying to speak our language, or they just trying to speak our language to get over on us? You gotta have that discernment, man. Like, discernment is key. It's 2024. You can't just keep taking everything for face value, man. Like, those days are long gone over, man. Like, they was trying to tell you that back in the 80s and 90s in the rap game. You go back and listen to them lyrics, they was trying to tell you that back then. Like, the revolution been going on. That's why this whole shit, like, oh, the revolution, this shit's been going on. It's just social media now. But the OGs has been trying to tell us what was going on. Like, I listen to I listen to a lot of Outkast, but lately I've been going back and listening to them a lot more. And you listen to what they saying, you like, damn, it's still prevalent to this day. But how I seen it was, a lot of people who was listening to that music back then, they wasn't really listening for that substance or what they was really saying. They just wanted to jump around and shit. That's it. You just want to jump around and have fun. You don't want to hear no real shit. And when you do hear the real shit, you don't really internalize what they're saying. You just like to hear the real shit just to say, oh man, he just spit a bar. But did you really hear him though? That nigga Andre 3000 said, nigga, they made them guys, they got their shit to their blood your back. Like, bruh, pause, but bruh, that's some real, like, bruh, like, bruh, that's some real shit. Like, nigga, we talk about it, they made that shit. And when you understand that, I gotta go there. When you understand how we're genetically made and biologically made, I'm talking about specifically black people, lead affects us much more than any other race. That's why it's such a big thing why there's lead in the water in Detroit. That's why it's such a coincidence that the bullets are made from lead and it's always gun violence in the hood. That's no coincidence, bro. Like, all this shit it's tied together, bro. It's organized chaos. You think these things don't have connections? I guarantee you they do. Like, the shit you think don't have connections, people who connected them are laughing at you for not thinking it doesn't have a connection behind the scenes. They're like, oh, we getting over on these niggas. Oh man, let's keep, what's the next rollout? Like KT said, that Ozempic, they wrote that shit out so smooth. And I was telling you, don't get that shit, bro. Don't get that Ozempic, bro. Leave that shit alone. Man, when KT brought up the point about the bones, I said, damn, that makes sense. So you're losing bone density to a shot because you're trying to lose weight. It's just certain things like that. Like, we gotta tap into reality, man. I don't know what planet we think we on. I don't even know why we trust the people we trust. That's why I be confused at. Like, they have a track record. It'd be a different thing if these people just started doing bullshit. And I'd be like, okay, I get it. These niggas just started moving like that. They have hundreds of years of this shit, bro. And I'm just like, no way y'all just ate that up, bro. No way y'all just fell for that. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. But to pivot back to Terrence Howard, just to lighten the mood, I went on into a little dark tangent, bro. But I'll be fed up with the politics shit, man. It's a game. But to go back to Terrence Howard, he had said something that really caught my attention. He was talking about, he was discussing with his uncle, and his uncle was telling him, never lose your majestic composure. I believe that's what he said. Never lose touch of your majestic composure. You must maintain your majestic composure. He was saying that because he was telling Terrence Howard, like, you're going to be a king one day, so you got to know how to maintain your majestic composure, you know, and that comes with moving a certain way that a lot of people don't move, or a lot of men, a lot of women don't move. It's a role, it's an embodiment you accept. You know what I mean? It's not like other people can't do it. It's you take that choice to embody and accept that path of, I have to maintain my majestic composure because I don't want to just call myself kings and queens. You know, we good in that in the goddamn spiritual community. Kings and queens, gods and goddesses, but are you really embodying that energy? You know what I mean? It's a whole different meaning when you embody that. That's why I talk a lot about God body. Like, when I say God body, that means I'm encompassing and embodying the energy of godly energy. That's God body. That's not some shit you just say to make yourself feel good and so you can throw on some crystals and so you can fuck on the spiritual chicks. I know the game. I know what y'all be doing. Like, that's not God body, bro. God body is the what you put into your body, your habits, how you treat people, any type of person. You know what I mean? Not just the person you laying up in the bed with, not just your family, how you treat strangers. You know what I mean? What you put into your mind, what you consume through your mind and through your physical vessel. All those things are important into encapsulating the energy of godly energy, bro. It's not something you just say. So when I say God body, I live by that. I'm not saying I'm the God. I move like a God, though. Godly energy, bro. Is it in your word that ye are gods? You know what I mean? So it's not to say that you are the creator, but you're a creator of your reality. If you know how to manifest, if you know how to be an alchemist, you're a creator of your surroundings. If you got a new job, you moved into a new environment, and you had kids, you got your wife, you literally just created a whole new reality. So that's godly energy to be able to create the lifestyle you want to have, bro. You know what I mean? So I just think that comes back down to maintaining a majestic composure. And I think that's so important for the men. You know, ladies, it's important for y'all as well, too, because, you know, y'all are that. When he comes home from the world, you are that safe space. Like, you are that divine peace for him. Like, every great man that has failed in the past or has fallen in the past, if I'm not mistaken, more times than not, it's been because of the woman he had next to him. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Find some instances where that wasn't the case. I'm sure maybe a couple, but most of the time it's been because the woman that they chose to move alongside with wasn't that one. You know, it wasn't the one that he should have been building with. I was looking at an interview yesterday. It was like a quick little interview, you know, the celebrity interviews that they do at the red carpet and whatnot. And the interviewer was talking to Nip. She was like, yeah, you're not only a rapper, but you're hella woke. And the way Lauren London looked at Nip, it was just like a look of, I know, yeah, like I already know he is. Like, it was just such a beautiful thing to see, like, just to see how they were so in unison, bro. Like, they were so in unison. So that's why I understand when Lauren London say she's good on love. Like, some people may think she's lying. Some people may think she's tripping. But when you experience a certain union like that, especially with a mover in a shaker like Nipsey Hussle, where do you go after that? Where do you go? Who do you go to after that can fulfill that? I'm not saying it ain't other great men out here, but it's like that specific type of texture that Nipsey Hussle came with. You can't recreate that, bro. He was literally a one of one, and you just have certain people out here that's one of one. So when she say things like that, I'm like, I get it, like, because she will go crazy trying to find somebody who can recreate that. The only way she would be able to be with somebody else is if she would be okay with that guy not being able to be a version or be somewhat like Nipsey. She would have to go far another left field, because anything closely assimilated to Nipsey Hussle she probably wouldn't even be interested. You know what I mean? So, like, once you experience certain experiences and certain loves like that, it's just, I experienced that situation of love or that relationship that I need to experience for this lifetime. I'm fulfilled in that arena of life or that area of life. I don't really desire that. I have so many other things I can do. I can work in movies, I can act, I can, model, whatever. But in terms of building another relationship, I would be doing myself a disservice trying to flex like I could do that. So things like that, I get it, And Nipsey moved with that majestic composure, he was a Crip for sure. But what was so great about Nipsey Hussle, and it's so crazy that Nip right there on it, they can't even see it, he's right there. I didn't come here thinking I was gonna talk about Nipsey, but this is where it took me. Like, he was, even outside of the Crip, his Crip environment, what I think he was he was becoming bigger than the Crips. That's where the issue came about. He was becoming bigger than the Crips organization, and people inside that organization and outside that organization didn't like it, because when you start to hear about certain stories where he was studying astrology and certain shit like that, it's like, oh, he was about to make his exit out of that. Like, he was about to transform. Like, it was about to be that time for that. And what came to happen, like I said, both inside and outside, what happened inside was they didn't want Nipsey to remove his face card from the Crips. And whether Nipsey was trying to do it or not, it was naturally happening because he was becoming so advanced mentally. He was becoming so spiritually advanced, mentally advanced, just all across the board, to where he wouldn't have had any more time to involve in the Crip business, bro. It just, he transcended that part of his life, you know. So what do those type of environments do when they see you starting to excel past it? Oh, where you going? They tug on you, and when they tug on you, they can't pull you back. They don't feel that jerk back. Oh no, we gotta, you know what I mean? We gotta stop this. And it's sick, bro. It's sick. But even through all that, even when you know you're gonna have people hating on you, even when you know the odds are gonna be stacked against you, even when you know you're in a society where they make masculinity a toxic thing, they make masculinity as it's something that's looked down upon, or something that you're not comfortable in your own skin if you want to be masculine. When the fuck did that ever happen? When did that become a rule that what? And this is something I've been wanting to talk on for a minute. When has, if I don't accept a man painting his fingernails, how does that make me non-progressive? How does that, you know what? Fuck it, I'm not progressive then. How does that make me insecure because I don't agree with a man putting nail polish on his nail? I just don't agree with it. That doesn't make me insecure. Like, I feel like that makes me more secure because we're in a society that's pushing this shit. Like, all the gloss, I just don't, for what? I just saying, for what? Bruh, do you? I really don't care. I don't care to be around y'all anyway, so do y'all. But in terms of y'all saying that, oh, certain things that men have an issue with, we're insecure. No. We just don't like that shit. And y'all can't trick us into liking it. That's what y'all be trying to do. Y'all be trying to gaslight us. I know y'all like that word. Y'all be trying to gaslight us into thinking or into accepting certain things that y'all want us to accept. And it's just like, nah, no thank you. No thank you. So when you just embody that majestic composure, and you not only embody it when you're in front of people, but also when you're off to yourself. You can be walking down the street. You don't think nobody looking, but you still maintaining that majestic composure. Why? That's just who you are. That's the role you've accepted. That's the identity, not just the identity, but the internal character that you've accepted, and not only accepted, but submitted to. It's actually a role it's not just a role that you accept, it's a role you submit to. Because it's such a powerful role and it's such a heavy role, you have to fully submit to it. And it's just like, I'm ready to move like a king. I'm ready to move like a queen. I'm ready to move like a god. I'm ready to move like a goddess, because it's such a heavy energy and it's such a demanding task in a world full of people who run from it. So when you take on that challenge, you got to be ready for it. Like, you have to be ready for it. And this just leads me into my next point. You know, a lot of time, and I want to stop saying spiritual community. Shout out to Dr. Kava. It ain't no spiritual community, man. But, you know, the conscious community, or the whatever you want to call it, man. Y'all know what community I'm talking about. A lot of times in these circles or communities, they talk a lot about, oh, liberation this and freedom that and this and that. But these same teachers eat like shit. I believe that liberation comes through your food. Because if you know anything about the body, you're and some people say your second brain, but I think it's your first brain. You have a brain in your stomach. So if you're feeding yourself BS all the time, that intuition or that intuition that you think you're tapping into is really a misguided intuition, because you're always putting bullshit into your body. So it's not even a divine intuition, because you're not eating of divine manner. But, you know, you see people like Dr. Umar talk about, you know, King Kong consciousness, but I be seeing on his Instagram, he don't be eating the best. So it's like, why don't we push or promote certain things like that? Shout out to the teachers that do, but to the ones that don't, why aren't you promoting things like that? Oh, because you're still comfortable in that space of eating how you want to eat. Your words sound good though, but when I see how you eat, it's like, damn, you know that food is killing us. Soul food is killing us, bro. But you want to talk this liberation shit, but you also want to say, oh man, soul food this, soul food that. I love me some soul food, love me some fried chicken, but you know that shit is killing us, bro. Like, so at the same time, what are we doing? What are we doing, bro? It's just too much. What's up, Brody? It's just too much. It's way too much contradiction going on, bro. Like, pick a side. Stop playing the fence. Yeah, y'all playing the fence, niggas get on my nerves. It's a lot of y'all too, and y'all be getting away with it because y'all be having a certain amount of following on social media, and you know certain people look at y'all a certain way, so y'all be getting away with it. But at the same time, it's like, man, cut it out, bro. I just can't be duped like a lot of our people can be, bro. Because I've met some of y'all in person, and it's just, you know, I mean, cool, but like, are you really doing the work? And I think this is what it's really ultimately coming down to. It's not just about the food part. Like, I think that's important, you know, because like I said, a lot of food that we have as a staple in the black community, it has a track record of killing us for YouTube purposes, unaliving us, if you will, or TikTok purposes, unaliving us. As opposed to, we talk about police shootings don't compare to how many lives the food that we eat done took from us, if we being honest. And even if we stay on the topics of police shootings compared to the shootings we have amongst each other, the two don't compare. The shootings we have amongst each other, it far outweighs the police shootings. But it seems to as we only get extremely outraged over the police shootings, because I feel like we have an emotional attachment to police shootings. And it was designed through movies, like movies, media, any type of media, news. Like anytime we see a police shooting, it just hits us at an eternal spot, much more different than when we see a 21-year-old male shot down an 18-year-old male outside of Family Dollar, and you're like, damn, that's crazy again. But when the police shooting come up, oh hell no, they still shooting us. I mean, at the end of the day, somebody's life still got taken. So to downplay a shooting just because it was between our own community, I feel like that was worse. Like, if you knew how great you were, I'm talking genetically. I'm talking about the most fucked up black person. If you knew how great we were genetically, you would understand why they come at us the way they do. Bro, we're gifted people, bro, genetically. Like, this whole thing about we're all the same, we're not all the same. Do your studies on eukaryotic cells versus prokaryotic cells. Two different things. Like, we're not the same. We don't have the same size organs. We're different people. And you think racism started because of a skin color. No. That may have a small thing to do with it, but it's what laid beneath the skin color. Carbon, bro. And you know, a lot of people talk melanin, but they think that's just like the skin color again. But melanin is a chemical compound based from carbon. Carbon is king of all elements. So when your base is the king of all elements, did you know that the what is it called? The family group on the periodic table that assimilates the black people, did you know that's called the Christologians? you're part of a family group on a periodic table called the Christologians, and you wonder why we get so much flack for certain shit, or why people just dislike us. You know, the modern day person may think it's just race, but it's far beneath that. It's far beneath that, bro. Anything we tap into, anything we want to do, we're just great at it. You know, shout out to all races though. But you know, just speaking towards my people, this is scientifically proven. This is not woo-woo talk. I can send you articles, I can send you studies from both black labs and white labs. It's all been studied. You know what I'm saying? And even if we go to the part about, you know, dark matter, and this is what I want to talk about. You know, this whole thing about, you know, not being one to call black. I used to be that type of guy. Trust me. I was like, no, I ain't black. We not black people. But when you understand, because here's the reason why a lot of people say that. Oh, in the law dictionary, black means dead. Well, who created that law dictionary? That same white man that gave us everything else. So that's where I have an issue with the picking and choosing we have in this community. Like, we say we don't fuck with their books and the things that they put out, but we use a definition like black from the law dictionary that says it means dead or black. Black is the essence of life. You letting these people tell you black is means death and non-existent, and like light came from darkness. Light came from black. Triple darkness. 666. That's 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. That's triple darkness. That's where light came from. But you mean to tell me black means dead? Nothing lives within it. Clearly everything lives within it if everything came from the darkness. The thing you so proudly talk about all the time, oh, light, peace, love, and light, peace, love, and light. You know what I'm talking about, Caleb? Peace, love, and light. Nigga, that light came from darkness, bro. Why not peace, love, and darkness? Because without that darkness, bro, you don't see that light. And that's with life in general. Me and Kobe talked about it, bro. If you don't go through that darkness, you don't see that light. So why is this always this infatuation with light? I get it. It feel good, you know. You know, the sun is out. I understand. But without that darkness, it's no light. You know what I mean? So we have to understand, and the older teachers will always say this, especially Bobby Hemmett. You have to understand who you're dealing with. Who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with. Because you're up against a system. Everything that's against you, it's not a person, it's a system. Like we was talking about with the government. It's not one person with medicine. It's not one person, it's a system built up over years. Like a lot of the shit that you know, certain viruses that came out, it was patented. Shit was patented. So that tells you, like, bro, this is agendas. Like, if you look at the agenda of 2025 and 2030, like, they already got this shit mapped out. Now, universal law trumps all of that shit. You know what I mean? Universal law and man law is, you know, we gonna touch on that on another episode, but universal law trumps all that. So anything that is in alignment with, you know, prosperity and elevation, it won't prosper because it's just that time. You know, we went through that dark ages of belief, of going with what people tell us. Now we in that age of knowing. Like, we know what it is. We know what time it is. We know what's going on. And that's just a fact, bro. You know, so we gonna get to the next topic. And it kind of ties into the part where I was talking about food. Fitness, right? I do want to touch on fitness a little bit. Because I get a lot of people on social media, like, you know, they make the little joke, because I'm plant-based or vegan, whatever you want to call it. I don't give a fuck. I really don't, bro. So many names. I don't eat animal products, but I fuck with honey, so that's why I can't be called vegan. And you can't shame me for liking honey. I'm not going to stop eating it. Y'all niggas can't force me to, so it is what it is. Anyways, I'm big into fitness, bro, because, again, I embody God body energy, bro. So when you understand that your temple, your vessel is your temple, not your car, that, like, your body is your first vehicle in life. So and it baffles me how, you know, people treat their car better than their body. Is like, that car can break down, but you still have to live in this vehicle right here. Like, this vehicle, it's always with you. You know what I mean? So why it would behoove me to take care of my main form of transportation. To get to that other vehicle I have to move this vehicle. If I can't move this vehicle, I can't get to that other vehicle. So it's a lot of shit that we just overlook. It's a lot of people in certain communities and certain, knowledge communities that aren't in good health. And I'm just like, you talk all this good shit, you don't look healthy, my brother. You don't look healthy. I can't, like Kevin Gates said, I can't listen to a fat motivational speaker. Respectfully, what can you tell me about discipline when I'm looking at you and you're not the representation of discipline? You can tell me about money, I get it, but when we come to and it's not to sound surface level, but when we just come to the physical eye and I just look at you and you're telling me about, business and life, and I'm sure you have great tips, it's just gonna be hard for me to continue to listen to you about things outside of just that one subject. I can't, you can probably teach me about business, but life, I just don't see it, because the highest form of discipline is maintaining your body. You know what I mean? So, and the point I was getting to about the food with the vegan and plant-based, it's a lot of people on social media that make fun of me, like, what can you eat? Or bro, what you be eating, like trees and grass? I'm like, ha, but next sentence is like, oh bro, so what you do to get in shape? Oh, that's funny. I should crack jokes on your ass. What's that lady, that video, she told the white girl, bad butch built, blonde. I should have told your ass that. You want to make jokes. But yeah, I just, but I don't, it's all, I don't take it to heart, bro, because at the end of the day, people are still looking at me as a person of light, in terms of somebody that can help them transform their body. So I take it, with a light heart, bro. It just be funny. So yeah, like they'll say that, then the next sentence would be, how can I get my body right? First thing I always tell guys, sexual discipline. They never want to hear that. And I always tell them that because I know that's the hardest thing. So if I tell you sexual discipline, automatically you like, oh man, I don't know about that. I don't really have no more advice to give you, because you're wasting my time. And I get it, it's hard, but if you immediately shunned it, you didn't sit with it, you didn't ponder with it, you automatically just said, nah, you're not really as committed to the goals you say you just want to do a little bit and get a lot. And that's what a lot of people, y'all want to do a little bit of shit and get a lot of bit of shit. Like, you're not gonna get shit with that, bro. It's not gonna happen. I don't know where y'all got that from, but the universe, not just this planet, but the universe, the cosmos as a whole, operates off of give and take. What you put out, you will receive back. It ain't you put a little bit out, then universe gonna fuck with you on the back end and front you no. Universe not a plug. They about to front you no good deeds, and what you put in is what you gonna get out. It's a fair exchange. And a lot of times you'll get, depending on the amount of work you put in, if you put a lot of work in, sometimes the universe will, mess with you on the back end. But if you put a little bit in, nah, bro, like you might not get nothing back, especially when you should be doing better or doing more. And it's like, and the universe know the type of individual you are. The creator know the type of individual you are. God know the type of individual you are. And it's like, nah, I can't let you slide with that. You ain't getting nothing back from that, because I know you better than that. Try again. Then you like, oh, bro, but he did it. Y'all have two different purposes. Y'all have two different soul levels. Like, we have to be real about, everybody being the same. It's not to sound like rude or anything, but everybody isn't the same. Like, people came down here with their soul level being on different levels because we've experienced different lifetimes. Me personally, I just believe that. We've experienced different lifetimes. So people came down here with certain levels of souls. Like, some people may be on level 3. That's why you see older people who, come off like a kid or a teenager. They have a young soul. You may see a 16, 17-year-old move around like a 38-year-old. They have a much older soul, much advanced soul, a soul that has went through much more levels. So when you understand that, and you try to compare to somebody on a physical level, but you don't understand that the universe is giving them grace because they know they're a young soul. They're hard on you because bruh, you need to be this is your lifetime to be fine tuning shit. Like you had all your fuck ups, your past lifetime. Not to say you can't mess up this time, but this was the lifetime you supposed to be fine tuning. Really, coming into your own and flourishing into that individual you're supposed to become. So to embody all of that, we gotta really just live and be who we say we want to be and say who we are. You know what I mean? I think that's what holds us back in the black community. Honestly, I think that's what holds us back, and we just kind of lose ourselves in the mundane world. We lose ourselves in the mundane world, and we get lost in it. And when we get lost in it, we think that the only thing that's important is the mundane things, like the physical things. We don't have an infatuation with spirituality, or I wouldn't even say infatuation. We don't have the interest of things like spirituality and metaphysics like how we do with going to the club, ironically with Magic City right across the street, or like basketball games or football games. Like all these things are cool. It's cool, entertainment and all that, but we got to get in our studies, people. Like we gotta learn about ourselves. I moved the way I moved because I took a hiatus of learning myself, dissecting who I am as a person, dissecting my people, and learning the differences between us and other cultures and other races, and just like genetics, learning physics, learning organic chemistry. All these things change your mind to where you can't go back and be the individual you once were. It's impossible. You will have to force yourself down a dark spiral just to go back to where you were, and that's very sad because a lot of people do that. You just self-sabotage yourself just to go back to a place that made you feel comfortable, knowing that wasn't your higher self. But because you inching closer to your higher self scared you, you wanted no parts of it, man. Caleb, how we looking on the time, bro?
Bro, beautiful. You still got 15 minutes.
15 minutes? All right, that's a bit. With that, man, I'm a read off this little poem. I do poem, and hey, shout out to my guy Derek. He has his poetry book called Motivation. You know what I mean? I actually do want to collab with him on a certain project. Like I think spoken word is a lost art, and I want to. I'm big on words. I want to, and I'm going to do a project that got like certain type of instrumentals and like a certain type of music piece or a certain music project that kind of motivates you, makes you feel good. It's like one of those spoken word pieces like Big Rube used to do back in the day. You know what I mean? He was with the Dungeon Family. You'll catch him on. He was even on Future one of Future tapes. I think it was called the one that was called Pluto 5D or the white. It had the white cover art. But Big Rube was on there doing a interlude. And it's just I think certain interludes like that, it hits a different spot because the person's not necessarily rapping, they're just talking some real shit over a beat. And because it's so slowed down, you feel that. He was like, damn, like he talking that shit. I'm about to go get this. So that's the type of project I want to put out. So shout out to Derek. I wanted to have his book up here, just so I can have the zen of the poetry vibe already at present. But I wanted to read a specific one. Okay, this the one. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one. It's called Lost and Found, right? All right, so boom. This is my first time actually doing a poetry piece on camera too, by the way. So, exclusively on ZAY'S Way. Lost and Found, right? I'm finding my inner peace, but I'm losing friends. I'm losing interest in many things, but finding passion in other places. Enlightenment found me, and I lost my connection to the matrix. You find the truth, and you lose supporters, because it challenges their perception and overflows their borders. I found new habits that elevated me and lost the ones that kept me from being free. When I thought I was losing my mind, I really was just finding it again. As I lose the desire to want to be seen, I find more connectedness within my own space. As I lost connection with so many different women, the right one started to appear in my face. Losing something just means space. It's being made for something new to be found. Replacing the lost with the newly found is a form of growth and elevation. Anything that is removed played Anything that is removed played the chapter it was supposed to. Now we must embrace the found and accept what comes after. Lost and found. And with that, this has been another episode of Zay's Way, presented by the Paradigms and Perspective Show. I'm going to catch y'all next one, man. Peace. Yeah. What's up, gang?